My goal is when I retire, I want to go to every country and do a ceramic workshop in every country. So different country, different skills, different techniques. As a foreign graduate, it's really difficult to get into emergency medicine. But I feel like doing ceramics and pottery actually gives me calm that I need, that mental break I need from the ER. So it balances out my brain, so I'm not burnt out too much. Marks are just about 50%. The rest you have to know more people, get letters of recommendation, have observerships. You have to show people that you're there and you're interested in the program. Even potters are so humble. Like if you go into a pottery community, they're so humble, they're so nice. They like to teach you, both on medicine side too. I've had wonderful mentors who has helped me.
We listen, we learn, we connect, where every story matters. Welcome to Beyond Borders with Meera Shankar.
Welcome to another episode of Beyond Borders with Meera Shankar. Here I am with an extraordinary person, Dr. Saranya Vysakan, right? Vysakan, okay. She's originally from Chennai, Tamil Nadu. So she's so proud of being a Tamil. She's from Tamilian, yes. You are a doctor and you came here in this country and your passion about pottery, like a clay. Recently I saw one of your Insta posts and you inviting people if you have time, show coming up for the clay and chaos. And I was like, what is that connection? So I just wanted to, know much more about you. What is the connection of ER and doctor and what are you doing in clay?
So I was born in Madras, as I call it, but I
still call it Madras, right?
I still call it Madras. Chennai is only in the train and the buses for me. But of course, Chennai, I was born there, but I was raised mostly half in Chennai and half in Tirupur. Both my parents are doctors, so they were finishing up their masters, and my mom was still finishing up she was an MDOG, so she's finishing up in Madras Medical College. My dad was done with his studying, so he was working. He chose to work in an outlying facility, so it'll be much useful. He's a cardiologist.
Okay.
He felt smaller city don't have cardiologists, so he moved to Tirupur to start his practice. So eventually we all moved together once my mom finished studying. So I was raised in Tirupur mostly.
Okay.
I did schooling in Tirupur. Then I got matched into PhD in Coimbatore. So finished my PhD there, my MBBS there. And then I married him when I was in my third year medical school.
Okay.
I was married off pretty young. And once I was done, I moved here and then began the journey of finishing up my exams, finished up residency, fellowship, and I'm finally settled down.
Okay. So how is the ER, like how it works? Like people from, in India, or the people who your audience or my audience, they wanted to know much more about the ER, how it works. How is the
ER is a relative new field in India. When I was doing medical school, there was no such thing as, we call it casualty because, we had the British system. There was no dedicated emergency department in India. When I moved here, I can multitask. I'm actually dead if you just give me one patient. If you give me 10 patients, I'm more alive. It just fit my personality. ER is not something you would normally see a foreigner getting matched into or work, especially females. It's not the field they will choose. It's high stress, requires high out of you, higher burnout rate. Your schedule is chaotic.
Or maybe that's how you name it.
I did.
Okay, I got it now. Okay.
Everything is chaotic in here. You don't know what's going to walk in. One second it's like a small cut and paper cut, and the next time it's like a foot ripped off of a body. So I liked it. I came to know about ER when I moved here, and I was doing observerships, and I really fell in love with it. And unfortunately, being a foreign graduate, it's hard to match into an ER fellowship, ER residency. So I did FM residency, family medicine residency, and I did a fellowship in ER, and I got my certifications done.
So how difficult is to study ER or get into ER rather than the other areas?
Yeah, as a foreign graduate, it's really difficult to get into emergency medicine. Things might be different now. It's been quite some time since I've finished it. And because of the high burnout rate, nobody's preferring to go into ER nowadays. It might have changed, but when I was doing it, it was very difficult. So we had to choose, like, either I just pursue ER and just sit at home and do nothing because I'm not going to get matched, versus, okay, there's another route for me to go. Like any surgical field, it's hard for foreign grads to get in.
My question is like, coming from a deeply intellectual Tamil family, like we know like the Tamil families and how it is over there in India, right? So how did you, your hometown and your upbringing influence your decision to enter such a demanding field of study?
I feel like my mom and dad are still both in a kind of an emergent situation anyway. I mean, we hardly go on vacations together because my dad is the only cardiologist there. So if anybody has a heart attack in Tirupura and the local area, they have to come to my dad. So he felt like betrayed if he just leaves and go on vacation. So he hardly had any vacations. And when my mom, being an OB, she gets waken up in the middle of the night for delivery. So I've always had that chaos around me. Yeah, I mean, there are nights when we woke up and me and my brother will be like, oh, so I guess our parents are not home. I guess we just have to.
So you guys are used to that, right?
Yeah, we're used to that. And especially if you practice medicine in a small town, like, there's no like, oh, I'm going home, and it's not separate. I feel like the profession and personal life gets together because it's your neighbor who is having a heart attack, or your somebody who is known to you is having a baby or having an emergency. So I'm always used to waking up in a random amount of time and having an emergent situation. So it influenced me a lot. My mom actually wanted me to be an OB like her because my brother followed my father's footsteps. I don't know, I couldn't do it. And I found ER, I said, Mom, I think I fit well in this category than anything else.
So how is it critical when you are in an ER a day for as a doctor, as a patient?
Nobody walks into ER on a good day. You're always walking into ER when you have the worst day and you don't know, you're in pain, something else is going on. So even if that day you strive to keep the mood light for them. It could be random, patients walking in for, like, I've had a patient walk in for an arm pain, and then I slowly did a thorough exam on him and ended up he had a huge cancer in his chest wall that was causing his arm pain. He was only 26 something. Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. I was like, I wish I was wrong, but I know I was not. So it's really like he didn't come in for anything major. He just came in for arm pain.
When that situation comes, when you have to tell the patient that this is the right now you are going through. So what's going through in your mind and how you handle that, like in your decision making, right? You have to tell the patient, right? Yeah. And then the patient has to absorb that, right? Whatever it is, then. Yeah. He's not ready to,
Most of them are not especially if we are reading about news. The more I do it, the more I feel like there's no sugarcoating it. I try to ask them, hey, this is what I found. I try to be upfront and actually give them what I saw and give them facts so that they understand the importance of certain things. There are still people who will be like, oh, it's fine, I can go home and wait for some time and then see the doctor. Like, no, you have to see this. You have to see the cancer doctor like right away. I think this is important. We do have very advanced fields now with cancer. So I tell them this is not the end of the world. One day at a time, slowly start doing this. And it's a big stone to digest for them. Right. So I try my best to give them hope and show them the right spots. I try I work at Sherman, which is relatively small compared to Dallas. So I know all the oncologists. So I usually try to send them a text and be like, hey, I'm sending you this guy over. He's young. He has cancer. Can you see him sooner than giving him an appointment like 3 weeks from now? And they all, we all work together to help give the best for the patient. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you have patients from different places, like kind of like a jail. So the patients coming from there, you have different stories, right? Like I heard some stories through your.
I can write a book with this.
Yeah,
Stories.
I
I
know,
think
right?
each ER physician can write novels based on what they hear.
So, what is a story that touched your heart? Or like you wanted to share with our audience, like one story that you wanted to share with everybody, like
I mean, there are simple ones that are hard ones. Really hard ones, I don't want anybody
to show.
It's hard, like it just brings your mood down, Simple ones or funny ones, I have plenty. I mean, the simplest one this time was like the guy comes in for a kidney stone. He has back pain, he has kidney stone. I did the scan, but he also ended up having a mass there. Then he had a mass in the other kidney, not the same kidney that was having the stone. But good thing we did the scans, and I insisted this mass doesn't look benign, meaning it's not, it doesn't look like something that you can let go. And I called, since it's in the kidneys, my urologist, who was also my friend, so I texted him and like, hey, I'm sending this guy to your way, and try to see him as soon as possible. And in ER, the only thing you don't know is what happens to this patient. You don't know because you see them one particular day and then you have no idea if this patient got treatment, you have no idea if they got cured, like what happened to them. Most of the time we don't know. We know what exactly happened to them in one day, but after that, what happens when I admit the patient, it's hard for me to know, especially if I'm sending them out somewhere else. So this guy actually came back after 2 months or so. I forgot. I see 100 patients a day.
Yeah.
I don't remember him coming back, or him in person. He was like, do you remember me? I was like, well, I'm sorry, like, are we having a good conversation or you're upset with me? And he was like, no, you saved my life. Like, you sent me to the doctor. He saw me the next day. He sent me to the right oncologist. I had my surgery. I'm cancer-free in 2 months. Like, I really appreciate you making sure that I follow up, and like, that was very satisfying. Because unfortunately in here, nobody comes back to thank you. You go back to thank the cardiologist saying, hey, you saved my life. Nobody comes back to the ER to say, thank you for saving my life, and we don't get that part.
That is a good experience.
You don't have patients coming back to the ER just to thank.
So now learn, like our viewers learn that like you have to go back to the ER to thank the doctors, right?
It's hard. You won't find me on the same day. That's the other problem too.
Yeah. So my question comes to now that like we know that like ER doctors having so many issues handling at the same time, and decision making is a crucial thing over there, and so stressful, right? And when it comes to a stressful situation, how is the work balance with the family and the ER, and how we don't know what is the ER work going on, like their shift and things like that. Like we don't know. We just know that like nobody likes to go to the ER, because when we heard that like when you wanted to go to the ER, they're gonna keep you for a day, and you go like in the morning, they will release you in the evening. These are the things we hear, right? So we wanted to know much more, a little bit more about the ER things.
I think after the pit seasons, I feel like everyone. I was not able to watch the show because the computer system they used in the pit, the series pit. It's the same as mine, and I felt like I'm working, and I'm like, I'm not watching on my day off because I feel like I'm working there right now. But it's pretty similar to that show. There are chaotic days. There are days I had no patience. We played games, and like we actually bought like we still have to show up to work despite what the weather is, what the whatever. Like, we showed up at COVID, we showed up during snowstorms, we show up during tornadoes because we have to be there. So it's really hard to explain. Every day, like my shift on Friday was very hectic. I had so many patients who were sick, didn't know what's wrong with them. I didn't know half the time. It was really hard on a patient. We compartmentalize. We have to. I have to keep my work at work and house at house.
Yes.
I can't bring work stuff come here.
Yes.
I drive an hour. I feel like that hour I need. One to prepare to go to work. Another one is to decompress and come back to
leave everything
over. And that's part of ER. That's one thing. Like, you don't bring anything back home. You're not having patient calls. You're not. I finish my charts when I'm in the shift. So when I come home, I'm 100% home. I talk about funny stuff that happened in the ER, but
don't bring anything.
I don't bring work to ER.
That's good.
Yeah.
So when you started this clay thing, it's just happened in between, or you are passionate when you are in Chennai? No. I don't want to say Chennai.
No,
No,
well, I'm a Tirupur girl because I spent most of my time.
Okay, Tirupur. Yeah, you started there already.
No. At that time, you know how Indians.
What was your hobby then?
Nothing. Studying.
Okay.
Studying.
Yeah, I know.
Where's time to do anything
No,
else?
I didn't understand. That's why you become a doctor.
I sacrificed a lot to be there. So I came here, and I know after I finished my residency, even if at residency we work 120 hours a week. There's no time for anything else. I was raising 2 kids on top of it. So whatever time I did laundry, I cooked, I cleaned the house and prepped for next week, and so I worked next week. So I came here, and then I was like, okay, it's time for me to learn something new. I've always wanted to do something artistic.
Challenge yourself.
And it's just an expression.
Oh,
of me.
okay.
More than a challenge to expression of me. The famous statement, you're like a clay, you can mold into anything. So I was like, okay, let me give it a try. So I went to a class, an introductory, Groupon introductory class. I was like, I'm just going to go and try. I went for one class and I said, I really like it. My mind was quiet, which is hard for me to do. Even when I'm up, my son says, you can't sit still. Like, you do 1,000 things. You wake up with an agenda in your brain. But when I do clay, I think about nothing else. It's like my whole brain is shut off, and only thing I focus on is how to make that clay work. And so I liked it. And then slowly I started buying things. I started making things. I learned everything by myself, watching YouTube. Practice. My husband says you have 2 jobs. One job is an actual job and come home, and then you have another job in the garage.
So I think when you're working in your profession is going in a different way, and your passion is in a different way. So how you are connecting these two? Do you have any idea of that?
I actually don't connect it.
You're separating them.
Those are 2 different things. It's 2 different person with 2 different ideas. Because when I'm there, I'm not thinking about anything other than work. When I'm here, I'm kids and pottery. That's all I think about. The connecting part, as I told you, I name my company or my things, it's called Clay and Chaos, because they both are me. The only connecting point is me.
Okay.
But I feel like doing ceramics and pottery actually gives me calm that I need, that mental break I need from the ER. So it balances out my brain, so I'm not burnt out too much. That's how I feel. And it gives me a form of expressing my creative side of it. Profession side is different. It's it's more intense, it's not light and colorful. It's more stressful. So I want something that is...
Keep doing it, because I found that you are a really good storyteller. Because you tell the stories, whatever happening in the ER, you tell the stories to the audience. That's keep doing it. And when it comes to the clay pottery, how long it take to do one piece of art?
To learn the skill, it takes years. I feel like it's like any other manual or artistic skills. Like it takes practice and practice to learn the skill. Once you have learned this, I still feel like I'm somewhere between intermediate, beginner, at the end of the beginner and the beginning of the intermediate is where I still feel I am. I can't do large pieces. I'm still more towards like household stuff. Long way to go. So many potters sacrifice years of learning this art. Kudos to them. I wish I can say I could have done that, but here I am. My goal is when I retire, I want to go to every country and do a ceramic workshop in every country. So different country, different skills, different techniques. That's my bucket list.
Okay, you can do that.
Yeah, I want to do.
And you somewhere you mentioned that like if possible, you wanted to be
full-time potter. Oh, I've told that to my boss. My boss is like, okay, if your Instagram channel does pick up and everybody likes what you're doing, can I be your manager?
And how let's say you started, you take some clay and you're starting to start a creativity, right?
Yeah.
So what is the process or what is the procedure?
So this is an example of mug. I try not to make, I don't know.
It's so beautiful, guys. Look at this.
So I overdo things. That's what I think I do. I can't make simple mugs. I have to express my creativity. So I make series of mugs. Like this is my flower series, one of my mugs from flower series. This is cherry blossom mug. For just to make the base of the mug, just the basic frame of my mug, takes not more than 15 minutes to make it. Handle, attach the handle, just plain mug with handle, nothing more to it. It takes roughly about an hour in total. In total of making it, drying it, trimming it, attaching the handle, firing it once, and then glazing it, and then firing it again, and then smoothing the bottom out, finishing touches, make sure there's no blemish and all that stuff. Takes about an hour and a half. Now, if you add stuff like this to it, the handle itself, it looks like branches coming off, and each of these flowers are handmade and attached by hand.
Sweet.
Yeah, like attaching the flowers itself took me 2 to 3 hours.
So you made each flower separately and then attached to it.
And then I have to paint those each mug
separately.
Yeah, separate glaze, separate everything.
Okay. That takes time.
That takes a lot of time. So the more artwork you see, the more time it takes. And not to mention in pottery, you don't know until it's coming out of the glaze kiln that mug is going to be successful. So if you're customized and making, somebody asked me to make 2 mugs, I make 3 to 4 mugs because I'm going to lose one in that. We don't know the results of it until it comes out of the kiln. So you have to make extra to compensate for the loss you're going to have. So it's
that's
not
why
just...
You mentioned that it is expensive.
It is expensive,
yeah. Okay.
Because I lose so many pieces on its way. Like my whole garage is filled with my pieces that I've lost on the way.
Okay. So you can reuse that one, or you just the.
It depends. It depends. If it's still in the clay state, I can. If it's dried up clay, I can reuse it. If once I fire it, I can't reuse it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't use it. Yeah. Sometimes Dallas have these.
It's so beautiful. I would say this is so beautiful. Look at this. Look at this. This is only one piece. See, she has like a plenty of pieces.
Yeah.
And if a person coming from India studied medicine, or somebody from Caribbean, they studied medicine, they wanted to complete or they want to attend the license, like of the residency from here. Yeah. So, what is your advice, or how they can crack the exam? How they can crack the license? Because people are, I know some students that are struggling.
Yeah.
So
it's hard. It took me. I didn't go to any coaching classes. I didn't have time or the money. I had a young child in my lap. I didn't have anybody to take care of him. I didn't have money to put him in a daycare. We were with one salary, we're just beginning our life together. So I said, okay, this is what I have. I have to make things work with what I have. So I bought books and studying. It's just hard work. You have to put in the work. And unfortunately, unlike in India, it's not just about scoring this much and you can sit and enjoy and wait for your counselor to call, or like you have the meeting to get matched into a program. Here, marks are just about 50%. The rest you have to know more people, get letters of recommendation, have observerships. You have to show people that you're there and you're interested in the program. When you do med school here, it's easy because they do rotations everywhere. All hospitals, they come to know and they'll be like, oh, I have this med student. They're smart. We should have her in our program or him in our program. See, we don't have that exposure when you come from a different country. Medicine is the same, but the way you practice medicine is also different in each country. So you have to tune to that. You have to, your new culture, new country, language. You're at the same time you're trying to impress people. Like you have to manage all that. It takes time. And I was fortunate enough to have my husband, so I don't have to worry about accommodation, finding somebody. I luckily had a group of doctors who were willing to help me. And forever I'll be grateful for how they have helped me. And it worked out. It didn't work out overnight. It took me 4 years to make this work out. And every year was pretty dramatic for me. Every year I didn't get matched. I felt like, let's just go back to India. I cannot do this. I cannot be sitting at home and doing nothing. But I kept at it because I had no other option. I thought about, okay, let's do some other profession. And my brain doesn't work in anything else. I can't do math. I can't do math. And I, for a good amount of years until I was in 9th grade, didn't know any other profession existed other than medicine, engineering, and law.
Yeah. So when come to our sessions, I have a session called Hriday Dalam. That means like it is coming from your heart, right? I'm asking some very fast and fun, furious questions. You have to answer So
lightning round.
Yes.
Okay.
The ER is to your mind what the pottery wheel is to your soul.
Yeah.
Which one is soul?
Soul.
Yeah. Okay.
Pottery is to my soul,
Soul.
ER is to my brain.
Oh, okay.
It tickles my brain,
Yeah.
this one tickles my soul.
Okay. So, writing, medicine or pottery, if you could only choose one for the rest of your life.
I would choose pottery, to be honest, but I don't think I can support my pottery without having an ER job, so.
Your favorite thing to mold on the wheel?
I want to make a vase. Badly. I'm learning to make it, but that would be my favorite thing to do.
Oh, okay. So, when a piece of pottery cracks in the kiln, your default reaction is?
Upset. I cry. You can ask my family members. I cry when something doesn't turn out the way I hope to. I feel like a failure. I feel like the God has turned against me. I feel like every potter feels that you could find so many Insta videos about people doing ceramics and open up the kiln and they're just like, no. I spent 6 hours on you. You cannot do this to me. It's personal.
Or learn the lesson? No, right?
Like my kids come and say they did something wrong. I'm like, it's okay, it's okay. I open a kiln, something is wrong. It's personal.
The single greatest energy or vibe that the city of Chennai gives you, or Tirupur?
Family. I love my family. I wish I can go back and live with them. I know I cannot do it, but I wish, yeah.
There is no choice,
Yeah,
right?
my aunts, my uncle, my dad, everybody is so proud that I could do this. They I'm proud. I'm more proud that doing pottery than I did medicine. When I graduated from med school, I was like, okay, whatever. But every piece that comes out good, I'm like, oh my God, I did that.
Okay, yeah, you are proud being a
I am very much, yes. I wouldn't say proud, I'm just happy.
The human quality you respect above all else.
Honesty. I love
Okay.
honesty.
Yeah. one widespread myth about medical professionals you wish would vanish today.
That we are enjoying life.
Yeah. A lot of people are enjoying.
I feel like they just see the end of it and they see, oh, you make this much money. You have no worries in life. I feel like that's not true. I feel like we are all humans. We all go through the same things. You and I have the same
thing.
sorrows or happiness or cutbacks or setbacks or happy days or frustrated days. We're all humans.
Yes.
I might be making money now, but if you look back, I've put 15 years of my life into that. I've lost sleep. I've lost, degraded my health. I couldn't spend time with my family. I couldn't spend time with my parents. I couldn't go out and watch a movie when I wanted to. So I sacrificed a lot to get there.
So you go to ritual to protect your peace of mind when the digital noise or the ER stress gets too loud.
Yeah, I do. Some days I come back from a 24-hour shift and I'll be in my scrubs and sitting in the pottery wheel one day. My husband's like, you just finished a 24-hour shift. Why are you doing this? I said, no, I want to calm my mind down a little bit before I can take off and go to sleep.
So when are you most fertile with your creative thoughts?
I tell you, I get my schedule 3 months ahead, and when I see a week off, I'll be like, that's the week we are going to make so many things. So when I get breaks in my ER, like 10-minute, 15-minute breaks, even my nurses will be like, what are you drawing? I'm like, well, I'm working on my next project. And I look forward to it so much. On the first day of my break, I'll be like so excited. And it gives me more creativity because I actually dream about it sometimes.
Okay, that's cool. So what is the core rhythm, the Hriday Talam, that keeps you moving forward every day? Like you have a core rhythm in your mind, right?
Yeah.
You can say a song, like a Tamil song, which you make you like a very creative or keeps you moving forward.
Yeah, I love music too. Even when I'm doing pottery, I'm listening to music, jazz
music, yes.
Anything. I listen to anything and everything.
So, if I ask you which Tamil song you repeatedly listen to?
I more than movie songs, I like Bharatiyar songs and things like that. Like any Bharatiyar song, I would listen to non-stop. Yeah, classical songs.
Classical songs.
All classical songs I like.
If you ask you to just mumble Bharatiyar song, which one, if it's like coming in your mind?
Chinnanjiraki.
Okay, we can sing together. Okay.
Chinnanjira kiliye kannamma selva kananjiyame Chinnanjira kiliye kannamma selva kananjiyame. That's nice.
Oh, that's nice. Beautiful. Okay, thank you so much for your time.
I enjoyed it.
So it was like a wonderful, two different pathways, going, but you connecting with like a stressful, how we can release the stress with another passion, and that is like a really I can say that like a creativity, beautiful creativity. And thank you so much for that and giving your time to explain all this and explain the ER thing and explain the pottery thing. And thank you.
I had help on both sides. I feel like I had help on both sides. Even potters are so humble. Like if you go into a pottery community, they're so humble. They're so nice. They like to teach you. Both on medicine side too. I've had wonderful mentors who has helped me. And I always feel like every time I have received help, I will always make it a mental note. I need to help somebody else. When somebody comes and asks me in any side, I need to make effort to help them to my most. I enjoy both sides.
Thank you, and wish you all the best for each side, your profession and your hobby, your pottery side. Yeah, I wish one day you can go to different countries.
And that's definitely. That's no wishing there. I've already made plans.
So wish to happen soon. Thank you so much. This is signing off. BB with Meera Shankar.